Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Louise's Bookish Adventures. Today is going to be one of those writing videos. I want to focus on getting ideas for a novel you want to write. Sometimes it can be kind of difficult to come up with ideas, especially now, because it feels like everything's already been done. It feels like there are no new original ideas, and you don't want to copy off of someone else's book either. There are 8 tips I'm going to give you to help you find your next book idea. So number 1 is adapt a story from a real life. There are a lot of stories out there that are waiting to be told. Philippa Gregory, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, I always do, she writes historical fiction based on the Tudor family. But her first book in the Tudor series is about Jaquetta. And there isn't a lot about her, but she was the mother of the White Queen. So essentially, there's a lot of people out there in history that are still waiting for their story to be told. So if you do a little bit of research, you may find an idea for a book that you may want to write. Number 2 is adapt the plot from a fairy tale or folk legend. There are so many fairy tales out there and so many different retellings. Marissa Meyer retold Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Snow White, all in her Lunar Chronicles. You could write it that way, give a new spin to an old story, and you never know, it may come out to be this wonderful book that everyone's excited to read. Number 3, create a character based on someone you know. Maybe you have a friend that's really quirky or different or has this unusual talent, and that can inspire a book, focusing on that person as the main character and what kind of adventures they want to go on and what kind of things they want to do with their talent or their quirkiness. Or maybe you have someone who's really serious but very loving and vulnerable inside. You can write a book about that character. So don't always think that you don't have ideas around you. Observe everyone in your life. A lot of times people you meet or people you see on the street can inspire a book for you. Number 4, write about a moment in your own life. You could do memoirs, you could do autobiographies. Maybe you went through something really tragic or very inspiring. Your own story can inspire others and maybe even help them find themselves or feel better about who they are. So don't think that just because, I'm just a regular person who wants to write a book, I'm not interesting. That's not necessarily true. The fact that you want to write a book, that's a huge thing. And eventually maybe you can write your story on the process of writing your own book, So don't always, ignore your own story. Number 5, analyze the plot of a book you admire. Like I said, there aren't really a lot of original ideas anymore. A lot of them have been done already, but you can always take an idea and twist it into something different. There were a lot of vampire books already written before Twilight became a thing, and Stephenie Meyer changed what the vampires were like. They sparkled in the sun instead of burning. Their skin was like diamonds. They were vegetarian vampires. So twisting the original idea a little bit can make it completely new. And that's usually what people are looking for. They want a fresh perspective on an old idea. Number 6, ask yourself, what if? A lot of times, the books we read is an author going, what if a girl wished to be young forever, but no one could remember who she was after she met them? What if this girl had a tail instead of legs and fell in love with a prince with legs? What if a deadly virus, wiped out the earth and only a few people survived? A lot of books are what ifs. The great thing about writing is there's no boundaries. You can go as far as you want. It's your story. You can create an entirely new world that everything that's there would never exist in our world, and that's okay, because that's what readers want. They want an escape into a different world, a world different from their own. Number 7, embrace the Bazaar. Kurt Vonnegut, Stephen King do this a lot. You know, they embrace the weird. It's really hard to write a book about mundane things and make it interesting, but writing a book about bizarre things can be really fun. Things you've never seen, things you've never done, things you've never heard. Like, you can let your imagination run wild and just embrace the weird of the world and build a story off of that. And last but not least, number 8, start small with a short story. If you're finding it difficult to write a novel, a short story can help pinpoint like one thing. An example I have is my own. I have this idea about a girl who can heal people with her touch, but that she doesn't control who she heals. Like, it's a message from God that tells her who to heal and who to save. And I wanted to build it around like this book idea, but I just couldn't. All I had was a little snippet of an idea. So I did a short story for a class, and the feedback I got helped turn that short story into something stronger. And now I think like, maybe the main character is not the girl that can heal. Maybe it's someone she's already healed, you know? So a short story can not only give you different ideas, but you could get feedback off of the idea you have and then see if it needs to be changed. Me personally, I get my ideas from sometimes random things that I see on TV. Like the idea I have now is based off of Lucifer. I was watching it, it made me question, what if? And then an idea kind of came from that. So don't disregard, you know, TV, music, podcasts, history. All of those things are filled with book ideas that are waiting for you to take and write. And the biggest tip I've ever had in terms of writing a book was write the book you want to read. If there's something you wish existed that you could read and it doesn't exist, well, there you go. That's your book idea. Try writing that story. Well, I hope these tips really helped. It was a lot of fun doing this first real writing tips video. I can't wait to do more. If you liked it, please subscribe. Click the button on the bottom right corner of the screen and comment, you know, click the little bell if you want notifications of when I post next. And I will see you next week with another video. Bye.